What's up, y'all? Here's a nice little roast chicken dinner I made with some roasted cabbage and carrots, but I wanted to do a little reading. This is from the New Philosopher magazine, which I am reading using my library card on Libby. Highly recommend reading magazines on Libby. At least my library has a lot available. I think a lot of libraries will. And there's a lot of good writing out there these days, and it's hard to encounter. But anyway, this is from New Philosopher, and it is Center of the Circle. What if each of us were more than an isolated fragment of existence? What if instead we were both part of a greater whole and at the same time that whole itself? The Sufi philosopher Ibn al-Arabi, born in Andalusia and later a traveler across the Arab world, believed precisely this. In his vision, life is circular, endlessly returning to its source, with every being a reflection of the unity that underlies all things. I am the reality of the world, the center of the circle. I am the parts and the whole, he wrote. For Ibn al-Arabi, the circle was not simply a shape, but the most profound metaphor for existence. Just as every point on a circle is distinct, yet inseparable from its circumference, so too each person is unique, yet inseparably connected to the totality of being. This notion grew from his larger doctrine of Wadat al-Wahud, the oneness of being. According to this idea, the many forms of the world are not separate substances, but manifestations of a single reality. To see oneself only as an isolated individual is to misunderstand the nature of existence. True insight comes when we recognize that the self is at once particular and universal. The part is never cut off from the whole, and the whole is not complete without its parts. Such thinking reshapes how we approach life. If we believe we are both fragment and entirety, then our actions ripple through the circle of being, touching more than just ourselves. The responsibility is profound. Harming another is, in a real sense, harming ourselves. Nurturing another becomes an act of self-care. Modern readers might find echoes of ecological and systems thinking in Ibn al-Arabi's insight. The environment, communities, and individual lives form interlocking circles, each influencing the other. To degrade one part of the system is to weaken the whole. The Spanish philosopher Miguel Ayllón Palacios once remarked that Ibn al-Arabi's thought was a metaphysics of love. The circle is not cold geometry, but a symbol of intimacy. Each part yearning for the whole sustained by its parts. To live with this awareness is to see life not as a straight line, but as a cycle of return, where beginnings and endings fold into each other, and where we discover ourselves at once as a drop and the ocean.